of Nahum is the seventh book of the 12 minor prophets of the Hebrew Bible. It is attributed to the prophet Nahum and was probably written in Jerusalem in the 7th century BC. Little is known about Nahum's personal history. His name means comforter, and he was from the town of Al-Kosh, which scholars have attempted to identify with several cities, including the modern Al-Kush of Assyria and Capharnaum of northern Galilee. He was a very nationalistic Hebrew and lived amongst the El-Koshites in peace. One account suggests that his writings are a prophecy written in about 615 BC, just before the downfall of Assyria, while another account suggests that he wrote this passage as liturgy just after its downfall in 612 BC. The subject of Nahum's prophecy is the approaching complete and final destruction of Nineveh, the capital of the great and at that time flourishing Assyrian Empire. Ashurbanipal was at the height of his glory. Nineveh was a city of vast extent and was the center of the civilization and commerce of the world. A bloody city all full of lies and robbery, for it had robbed and plundered all the neighboring nations. It was strongly fortified on every side, bidding defiance to every enemy. One popular verse is Nahum chapter 3 verse 5, which states that, "Behold, I am against thee, said Yahweh of hosts, and I will uncover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." This is very symbolic, showing that Nineveh was known for being a city full of prostitutes. The book of Nahum consists of two parts. Chapter 1 shows the majesty and might of God, the Lord, in goodness and severity. Chapter 2 and 3 describes the fall of Nineveh in 612 BC. Nineveh is compared to Thebes, the Egyptian city that Assyria itself had destroyed in 663 BC. Nahum describes the siege and frenzied activity of Nineveh's troops as they try in vain to halt the invaders. Poetically, he becomes a participant in the battle, and with subtle irony, barks battle commands to the defenders. Nahum uses numerous similes and metaphors. Nineveh is ironically compared with a lion, in reference to the lion as an Assyrian symbol of power. Nineveh is the lion of strength that has a den full of dead prey, but will become weak like the lion hiding in its den. It comes to conclusion with a taunt song and funeral dirge of the impending destruction of Nineveh and the sleep or death of the Assyrian people and demise of once great Assyrian conqueror rulers. From its opening, Nahum shows God to be slow to anger, but that he will by no means clear the guilty, but will bring his vengeance and wrath to pass. God is presented as a God who will punish evil, but will protect those who trust in him. The opening passage, Nahum chapter 1 verse 2 to 3 states, "God is jealous, and Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth, and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger, and great in power, and will not all acquit the wicked. God is strong, and will use means, but a mighty God doesn't need anyone else to carry out vengeance and wrath for him. Nahum chapter 1 verse 3 says, "The Lord is slow to anger and quick to love. The Lord will not leave the guilty unpunished." Nahum chapter 1 verse 7 states, "The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in him." God's judgment on Nineveh is all because of the wanton lust of a harlot, alluring, the mistress of sorceries, who enslaved nations by her prostitution and people by her witchcraft. Sexual infidelity, according to the prophets, related to spiritual unfaithfulness. The Apostle John used a similar analogy in Revelation chapter 17. The book was introduced in Calvin's commentary as complete and finished poem. According to Reverend John Owen, a translator, no one of the minor prophets seems to equal the sublimity, the vehemence, and the boldness of Nahum. Besides, his prophecy is a complete and finished poem. His exordium is magnificent and indeed majestic. The preparation for the destruction of Nineveh and the description of its ruins and its greatness are expressed in most vivid colors and possess admirable perspicuity and fullness. I am Alfred Igban, and that was my report. Thank you.
I'm eating Fun Dip right now. Not giving a fuck.